All right. Well, congratulations. You are in the right Zoom room if you are here for the Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program orientation. First of all, congratulations to all of you for being competitively selected for a UROP opportunity. It's incredibly competitive. And Cindy is going to really take the lead on most of the slides. I'm just welcoming you and doing some of the hellos and congratulations. My name is Dr. Annie Isabel Fukushima. I'm the Associate Dean of Undergraduate Studies. And I'm joined by Cindy, who will introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cindy Greaves. I'm the Associate Director in the Office of Undergraduate Research. I also manage the UROP program, so you have all received emails from me.
Absolutely. So if you get communications from Cindy, you should respond to it. It probably means you're either going to get paid or there's some important deadline you should probably pay attention to. I will be just doing some opening remarks, and Cindy's going to take the bulk of really getting into expectations. So please don't fall asleep with your eyes open as she's talking or while I'm talking. Really important information coming your way. I've already introduced myself. We do have a couple other members of the team here with us, and we just think it's really important for you to meet these wonderful folks who are also a vital part of the OUR team, and you will probably interface with them pretty regularly if you've not already interacted with them in the past. I'm going to call them in the order that I see them, which will be Shelley and Bradley.
Hi, I'm Shelley Parker. I'm the event manager for OUR. I will interact with you when you present your research at the symposium.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bradley. I'm the outreach coordinator for the office. So I help run our social media. I do a lot of tabling and presentations. So I look forward to seeing you guys at all of our events. And if you ever want to be featured on our social media, I'm the guy to talk to.
Yeah, so when there's good news, send it Bradley's ways. He really wants to know about it and share it with others as well. There's other members of the team you may interact with, including Angie, if you're interested in summer undergraduate research opportunities. Sarah runs our scholarship programs, and then also we hire undergraduate researchers. So if you are in your second or third year and you are interested in working with the Office of Undergraduate Research, please do reach out. We would love to consider you for other opportunities to work with us. We are part of undergraduate studies, and our commitment is to supporting every undergraduate with an exceptional educational experience. Next slide. But you're here for the Office of Undergraduate Research. We have lots of offices in higher ed, and our commitment is to facilitating student and faculty collaboration across the disciplines at the University of Utah. We are here because we're committed to a range of things, which includes fostering your success through research, generating and sharing knowledge, and promoting educational opportunities through mentoring relationships. Here we have faculty and student collaborations. These are just some of the things that you'll see that we do. We also do education and outreach, grants and awards, which is what we're most recognized for, as well as research advising, to be specific on there, as well as we do recognition. And so some of the things you all are here because you know undergraduate research matters. You all applied for it competitively, knowing that this was important for you. But some of the things that we've seen in our students that we know they generally gain from participating in undergraduate research is you definitely get some skills that will eventually help you, whether it is for job preparation or for graduate school preparation. But we know that all of our undergraduates, when I've had many conversations with all of you, have really meaningful experiences because you are in this mentoring experience. We also know that you are more likely to be retained towards graduation. And I don't know about you, I don't count the years that you are all taking to graduate, but we know for some of you it does matter. And you're more likely to graduate in 4 to 6 years if you participate in research, with our numbers being phenomenal of 90% of our students graduate in 6 years. Many of you are going to make decisions about your careers, and we really want to know about them. So as you're making decisions and opportunities are coming your way or you're getting into graduate school, please let us know about it. We love getting that good news about the wonderful things that you are doing next. But you know, there's a range of cool research that's happening in the summer. And so really, I hope that you participate in things such as a graduate school mini expo. Cindy will talk briefly about that later on. Those are really wonderful opportunities. If you really do want to apply for graduate school, we bring a bunch of folks together who can really help you start thinking about it. I know you're just right now probably thinking about how can I think about graduate school when I'm just trying to think about this research project. But all of this aligns, and some of you may find that these skills that you are developing actually will help you really think about if you want to keep doing this as a career, or maybe you don't, and that in itself is a learning lesson. So Cindy's going to go into more of the expectations and all of those things. But really, I just want to say, folks, it was incredibly competitive for the summer opportunity. And so I really do want to congratulate you. I also want you to know that if things are difficult and you want to connect with the office, please do reach out to us. We're here to support you. We're here to support all of you, especially if you have things going awry or things you want to just troubleshoot with faculty mentors or with other members of your mentoring team. Some of you are in research teams. I want you to know that it really is my job to really support our students. And if I have to yell at someone, which I hope I don't have to yell at any of your mentors, but if you ever need me to support you in any of that, know you've got a whole team that here's advocating for you. And Cindy's going to walk through a lot of the logistics. This is really important information. Please pay attention because it is just really, it's from getting paid to all those expectations and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to punt it over to Cindy. Cindy, did I miss a beat or anything?
No, I think you're good.
All right. Well, Cindy's going to take the floor and I'm just going to be a fly on the wall, helping to field any questions if those come up.
Okay, well, welcome everybody to the UROP orientation. So as you know, UROP is where students get paid to do research with their faculty mentors, and it's a $1,200 taxable stipend for 120 hours of work during one semester. And UROPs are for 2 semesters, so students can be eligible to apply for a renewal semester if you would like to do that. We put the future deadlines right there. Fall 2025 deadline is coming up on June 6th. So if this is your new semester right now that you're currently in, yes, we are aware that that deadline is coming up, but please work with your mentor and discuss that with them if you feel like this research is something that may need to continue into the fall semester. So work with them to figure out what your timeline and your activities will be so that you can make sure you get your application in for fall semester. And if that's too early for you, then the next deadline for spring semester is October 31st. So we are going to go over a few of the expectations. On our website, we have a current scholars resources where all this information is going to be, and I'll show you in just a minute how to get to that page. So the first expectation is that you attend orientation. So thank you all who are here. You have crossed off the very first thing. As UROP students, you're expected to attend 2 education series events. We'll go over that in a minute. We do expect you to complete the online final report. This is just a little survey type thing that doesn't take very long, but I will also go over that also. And then we expect you to present at one of our undergraduate research symposiums before you graduate. Some more expectations for students in UROP is we do expect you to read and respond to any correspondence that come to our office in a timely manner. If you're receiving any email from me, most likely it has to do with your pay. So please do respond. We want to make sure that everyone's getting paid on time, making sure that you're eligible and doing everything that you need to do. We try not to send out too many emails. We don't want your inbox to be flooded, but we do want to give you information that we feel is really necessary and important. You're expected to conduct the research project under the supervision of the mentor as proposed in your application. You were awarded based on the proposal that you wrote with the mentor that you listed in there. And then if there's any changes, we ask, if there's any substantial deviations from your original project, to please contact our office. Now, this isn't just, oh, you're delayed a day or 2 on something, or this test result didn't go the way you were hoping. A substantial deviation might be your mentor has decided to leave the university, or this project has just come to a complete halt. Please do let us know if there's anything like that goes on. We want to try to be able to help you and resolve the issue and see what we can do to keep getting you funding and have you still participate in research. Students are expected to obtain and maintain certifications as needed for human subject research, animal research, any kind of environmental health. Now, this is stuff that your mentor will definitely know what kind of certifications you need. So be sure that you have those all before continuing your work if you're doing that kind of research. And then we also expect you to acknowledge support from the Office of Undergraduate Research in any of the dissemination of your research. So now I just want to talk a little bit about the stipend agreement. So you have been hired as a part-time temporary employee as an undergraduate research assistant, and that is how you will receive the stipend. So UROP pays a taxable stipend of $1,200 for the total of 120 hours of research for the semester. And that time frame goes from May 16th to July 31st. And so equal payments are paid out twice a month. We get paid the same day that everybody else on campus gets paid, which is the 7th and the 22nd of every month. If one of those dates falls on a weekend, then we get paid the Friday before. So this is important. If anybody has another job on campus where you are doing the same research as the research that you are getting paid for through UROP, this cannot happen. You can't be getting paid twice for the same work. So maybe you are working in a lab and your lab is paying you, but then you also decided to get UROP funding. So that would be double dipping, and it's actually illegal, so we can't do that. So please reach out to me. We can work this through. Usually what happens is we just put you on a short work break through your other lab, and then once you're done getting the funding from UROP, you can go back to getting paid from your lab. So just know that you can't get double paid. So here are the paydays for the semester. Just please note that first date, June 6th, is when you'll get your first payment. There will be 5 payments throughout the semester, with August 7th being the last one. Again, put that June 6th in your deadline so that you're not wondering why you're not getting paid next week, but it is June 6th for the first date. So the university requires or highly recommends that everybody sign up for direct deposit. If you already have a job on campus, you already have a job that's getting paid on campus, and you have direct deposit set up, you will not need to set up direct deposit again, but maybe just go double check NCIS to make sure that it is set up. If you don't set up direct deposit and a check gets mailed to maybe a wrong email or a wrong address that you have in NCIS, it will be your responsibility to pay the stop payment fee and to get a check reissued to you. So the university and payroll highly, highly recommends doing direct deposit. There are 2 ways that you can set up direct deposit. You can either go through CIS. For those of you who are current employees, you will have an employee section. For those of you who just got hired, your employee section will actually be active tomorrow, that May 16th date. And then you go to the payroll, taxes, and salary, and then there's a direct deposit tab. Just please note, because tomorrow starts the beginning of the university's payroll pay period. And so that form, the direct deposit form, is actually unavailable for those first few days of the pay period. So if you try to get to that direct deposit form and it says that it's unavailable, give it a couple days and it should be available again. If you're unable to find it in CIS, then you can go to our website, the UROP website, which is, our website is our.utah.edu, and then you could go / and then it's the current scholars. Let me just take you to that real quick. So when you're on our website, the UROP website, over to the right, you'll see that there are some options. There's a current scholars resources. You may want to get familiar with this tab because there's a lot of information for UROP on here. And then once you click on there, you go find the box that says direct deposit, and that will take you straight to the link. So everybody is expected to complete the EIPAA, which is the Employee Intellectual Property Assignment Agreement. This is for all university employees. This was in your original UROP award email, and so please go in there and sign it. If you are already an employee and have already signed it, you don't need to sign it again. It only needs one approval on that. So this is just a reminder that you will be receiving stipend payments. So when you're hired by HR, they set this all up. So this means there's no time cards, you don't use Chronos, and there's no in and out punches. So you might be wondering, how do I keep track of hours? There's a couple different things that you can do. So we expect you to create a schedule with your mentor to ensure that you're contributing 120 hours of research for the semester. And this should be something that you both sign and it's in writing. You can do it on your own with your own, any kind of paper or any kind of system that you have. We have an example. If you go back to that current scholars resource page that we talked about just a few minutes ago, there is a tab for the UROP schedule, and it looks like a document like this. So we don't require you to use this document, but we do require you to have some kind of documentation. This is a way for you to keep track of the dates, what you've done, and how many hours that you've put into it. And then it's something that you and your mentor sign. And so if you decide to use some other kind of program or some other kind of documentation, it's just something that you need to keep for your own records. The reason we do this is that you may be asked to provide this documentation if there's any questions about your progress. If you don't document the schedule or you fail to meet the schedule, you're not doing your work, you may be dismissed from the program and have to forfeit the remainder of your stipend. So please just work this out with your mentor to decide what you're going to do. You have all in your application, your UROP application, you did a timeline. So that's something you can refer back to, but now you're actually in the semester, so you can kind of narrow it down and you can keep track of what you're doing throughout the semester. And in most cases, you don't need to submit this to our office. It's only if there's any questions that your mentor has, or like I said before, if the work's not getting done. So we check in with the mentors on a monthly basis, and this is just our way of, making sure that everything is working out, everyone's progressing, and that everyone is doing the work that they're needing. And then we just check in with the mentors because sometimes mentors have questions about our program and our expectations. So yeah, just know that we are checking in with them. So if you have any challenges with these expectations, so if your mentor indicates there's any issues with your work, or you will receive an official notice from the OUR along with a plan to correct the issue, and usually a timeline to do so. If you have any concerns or issues that arise with your mentor, so please reach out to our office and we can set you up with some resources, or Dr. Fukushima is happy to follow up with you and to resolve the issue that's happening. Again, if you fail to meet expectations outlined in the notice, you may be dismissed from the program and forfeit the remainder of the stipend. If you need to withdraw for whatever reasons, please do contact me or the office immediately. There's no penalty to you if you need to withdraw. We just need to make sure that if the research and the work has stopped, we need to make sure that the payments have also stopped. So I'm going to stop sharing just for 1 second to see if anybody has any questions.
If we are planning on submitting a fall deadline for the UROP funding,
A renewal,
we,
okay.
do we still have to submit a new paper or, a proposal for that?
Yes, you will have to just submit the exact same way you did before. What you'll do is you'll update your proposal. You'll update what has been accomplished. You'll update a new timeline for fall. And then when you are filling out the application, it will ask you if this is a new or a renewal. And in your case, it would be a renewal. And then there will be a couple questions about just how the renewal semester or how your first semester went. So yes, you do have to reapply again. Same process.
Okay. And are there chances of getting that updated a renewal rejected as well?
Yeah, so renewals are not automatic. They're not
Okay.
guaranteed. Yep, they still go through the review system or the
Okay.
process. Yep.
Can I
Okay.
just add something to that question, though, Cindy? Is that okay?
Yes.
Is that I think that one of the things is it's actually incredibly competitive to get a renewal. And so what I would really encourage you is to work out with your mentor, like really write through in the proposal renewal application the things that you've done in the past, and what you've accomplished, and what you plan to continue to work on in the future. Sometimes students literally copy over their previous application and they think that's fine. But then reviewers will look at it and say that it doesn't look like they did very much from the last time that they applied, and then choose to score them low. So I just want you to know that the office isn't personally making decisions about scoring and all that. We send it out to experts who are experts in your fields who review it, score and rank it, and provide recommendations to the office. And so it's really important for you to like really tell that story of the things that you've done. And if you had any struggles, or for example, if it took longer to get IRB approvals or some other kind of thing happened, which is common in research, that prevented you from moving forward as expected, talk through what that looked like and then write through like, how did you deal with that and what are you going to do moving forward?
I was just curious, how many people applied?
I don't have that number right now, so sorry.
Yeah. It varies by, I will give the answer. It varies by semester. And so we actually get more applications than we can fund. The rate of acceptance has in the past been 80% acceptance rate, but we know that's been going down to something more like 65 to 70%. It's just getting more competitive. We're getting more applications.
So, I'm currently getting paid by my research lab,
but my contract is like I work more than 10 hours a week. So can I still get paid by them for the because this is Europe is like 10 hours a week, right? That's like the expectation. So if I'm working 20 hours, I still get paid for the 10 extra hours I'm working for them though, right?
You can, as long as you are not doing the same work, as long as we're not both paying you for the
Okay.
same hours. So whatever your UROP hours
Okay.
is, you're working on something. And then if you have to do some additional hours, yeah, just as long as we're not double dipping for the same hours, the same work.
Cindy, can you just give a clarification one more time on the schedule? They are doing just the schedule with their mentor, and we don't have to turn it back into us in OUR.
Correct. Yep. Just make a schedule so that you can keep track of your hours. A lot of the times 120 hours comes and goes and you're not quite sure of how you're using your 120 hours. So keep track of it. If for some reason something comes up and maybe you've disappeared or something array happens, we will look back to that schedule. But for the most part, just keep it for yourself. We do not need a copy. We are moving on to UROP participation requirements. And so as a UROP participant, there are 3 things that are required of you this semester. Attend the 2 education series events, complete the UROP report, and present at the symposium before you graduate. So you don't have to present this semester, just make sure you present before you graduate. And we're going to go over all of these things. So the education series offers a bunch of educational events on topics that are related to undergraduate student researchers and their mentors. A lot of the times these topics we have are not things that you're learning in the lab or in your mentor or through your mentors. And so that's why we offer these. These are topics that we know that students need them and they're very beneficial. And so topics this semester, we have some Title IX. It's actually a really popular topic that we have that we're offering it twice. We have a topic that is Introduction to Public Speaking, Being Human in STEM, some data visualizations, and some research posters. So that's just a few of the ones that we will be offering. We also have some that we've offered in the past. And so we have those recorded. We call those on demand. So when you go to our website at our.utah.edu/URES, you'll see the list of those. So there's also some program tracks. We've grouped all of these presentations so that if you just want to go and look, what do we have in careers and research, you can click on that on our website and it will show you all the presentations we have. Or if you're looking to see, what are some researches in the social sciences, you can click on that program track and it will give you a list of all of them. And so the requirement for you all is to attend 2 of those events before the end of the semester. And you must attend one of those at least in person, not in person, sorry, it's live and it will be on Zoom. You can attend more of them that are live, but we do want you to attend at least one of them. And so these are open to anybody. They're live on Zoom. And then in order to get credit for this, there is an evaluation form that everybody has to fill out. It's not a long form. So once you review one of these or you attend one of these, you watch one of these, please be sure to sign in to that evaluation form and give us some feedback on it. They will, like I said, the ones that are recorded are they are called on demand on our website. So the final report, this is just kind of a reflection and a little bit of a way for you to tell us how things went so that we can improve things in our office with the program. And we want to just know how students did for their semester of UROP. So this is due, oh, sorry, got ahead of myself. So it's only maybe a 5 to 10 minute online report. It's not anything that you write up. There's nothing that has to be submitted. It's literally you fill out a form, answer a few questions. And then the link is also in that current scholars webpage. And this is due by the last day of class. So when the semester gets closer to the end, I will be sending out reminders just saying, hey, make sure that you complete your 2 URES or the education series events. Make sure you submit your final report. But I do want to give a little bit of a tip. Don't wait till the last minute to do those education events. If you don't do those education events, if you fail to do them, then we may not give you future funding in the future. So, look through our schedule, see what ones look interesting to you, put them down in your calendar and then attend them, get them out of the way, or just go to all of them if you would like. So, and then the final report is due the end of the semester. Last day of class, actually, which I believe is July 30th. Okay, so more about the Undergraduate Research Symposium. So this is something that we do every semester. We do a spring, summer, and a fall symposium. And this is an opportunity for students to disseminate their work. You present your work to the university community. You can present posters, talks, performances, visual arts. And we just require that you present at least once before you graduate. So our spring symposium is our biggest symposium, and that is where we have talks, posters, we have all of those different types of research. We have a summer symposium, which is only posters. And then we have our fall symposium, which is a virtual symposium. And so you just upload your presentations that way. So figure out which one works best for you, which one you can do before you graduate. And then you'll see here the summer symposium deadline, or sorry, the summer symposium will be held on July 31st. And then the deadline to register is July 20th. So we've already answered any other questions, but does anybody else have any other questions about the stipend or what is required of you this semester?
Cindy, can I just do some hypothetical questions that we always get for some reason?
Absolutely.
What if I'm an undergraduate researcher and I'm going to some AAAS symposium? Can I use that for my requirements instead?
You can still go to that, but as far as fulfilling the requirement for our office and for the undergraduate research scholar designation, that will not count. However, we support you 100% going, but we do want you to present at the one that we offer. I will tell you that our spring symposium is the funnest and the biggest, and if you can present at that one, we highly recommend that one. It doesn't fit in all of your schedules. If you want to present at this summer one at the end of the semester, you're welcome to do that. If you're just new in your research, you might not be ready to do that yet. So come back in the future.
Can I just say some fun fact about the summer one though? So last summer we had 250 researchers who presented at our summer symposium and they came from 94 different institutions. So that one is our most diverse across the country representation of student researchers is what's happening in the summer. In the spring, it's 100% U of U students. So really cool to see all the research happening with U of U students in the spring.
Yep, and you can present at any one of those just as long as you present before you graduate.
Are we able to present preliminary results at like one of them and then present finished results at the spring one?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Yes.
I love those kinds of questions. Yeah, research is always in progress. And actually, many of you will find that most of your research is preliminary. Even as you near the end of you're going to graduate, you find that you could actually keep working on this for the rest of your lives.
And maybe at one of the symposiums, you want to do a poster, and then the next one, you decide you want to do a PowerPoint presentation. So that is also an option. Great questions.
Somebody has a what day will we be presenting question.
Yeah, you can choose what symposium you want to present at. Just before you graduate. Yep. Okay, one more question from Aditya.
Yes. So if again, kind of follow up from my previous question. So if we plan on submitting a second proposal, do we still submit a report for the summer one, or do we just submit it like one at the end of the fall kind of a thing?
So each semester that you are in UROP, you will submit a final report.
Okay.
Yep. So like this semester, because this is probably your new semester, you will give us some feedback, and then next semester you'll have the same requirements. So you would also submit a final report then. You only have to present at the symposium one time. So if you are let's say you are doing a UROP proposal and you're working with one faculty, and then you decide to switch projects and you want to work with a different faculty member and you're working on a separate project, you would still be, if you wanted to apply for funding, you would still be a renewal. But you are not required to present both of those researches. You may want to present both of them, but again, at the symposium, you just need to present at least one time before you graduate.
Hey, Cindy, another hypothetical. What if I'm a first-time UROP recipient, but I've already presented at an undergraduate research symposium? Do I have to do it again?
We would like you to present your UROP work. Yes. And the more presentations you make, the more skills you learn and the funner it is. So yeah, we would recommend that you do that.
So sorry. So if let's say our research is incomplete, So at the end of the summer semester, do we just talk about our progress made and what we expect in fall for our final report?
Yep. Yep. And the
Okay.
final report, yeah, it's not very long at all. It will prompt you with a few questions. Just answer those questions, how your semester went. So we have some other opportunities that we want you all to be aware of. We're going to start with the URSD, which is the Undergraduate Research Scholar Designation. So this is a recognition the university gives to students who are doing research. And if you are coming through our office, you are on your way to receive this. You receive a cord to wear at graduation, and you get a designation on your transcripts. Now, the university doesn't offer too many transcript designations, but the URSD is one of them that they do, and it will say Undergraduate Research Scholar. So this is stuff that this is a designation on your transcripts that's going to set you as kind of apart from everybody when you are planning to go to graduate school. You can put this in your resume so that you can let your future, the applications that you're filling out, you can let everyone know that you did research as an undergraduate. And so the way that you earn this undergraduate research scholar designation is that you have to do 2 semesters of research with a U of U mentor. Now, this can be through the UROP program. This can be through our summer program. Maybe you did some research a semester through the SRI, or you did an REU, or maybe you did some independent research with a faculty member. It does not have to be through our office. You just have to do a full semester of research, and then you have to do at least 2 semesters of research. So we accept all sorts of different types of research, the areas where you did your actual research. We do require you that you have to present at one of our symposiums. And then we require that you publish in our journal, which is the Range Undergraduate Research Journal. And so in order to get the Undergraduate Research Scholar designation, you just apply you apply the year you graduate. With you all being in Europe, we put you on our listserv. And so you will receive emails from us that will have reminders. We're always reaching out to students, just reminding those who are graduating to not forget about this. So if any of you are close to graduating, please remember the scholar designation. If any of you have a couple more years, please also remember that when the time comes and you get closer to graduation, just remember that you can wear a really cool cord at your graduation ceremonies.
Hey, Cindy.
Oh, yes.
Is this automatic? Do I automatically get put on this?
You do not. You actually have to apply for this. So make sure that you go to our website, the our.utah.edu/URSD, and it will give you really simple instructions on how to apply. It is not automatic. But if you have fulfilled all those requirements, you will get the URSD. Okay, next, I just wanted to talk about our journal. This is our Range Undergraduate Research Journal. This is open to any undergraduate student on campus who has done some research at the U. You can submit multiple times, and it depends on your field of research, what you decide to submit. You could submit an abstract, you could submit a full paper, you could submit a reflection. It's just something that needs to be reviewed by your faculty mentor. And so these are we publish the journal twice a year. And so to get it in the first journal, which will come out in July, you need to have a submission by June 1st. And then if you want to get into the second issue that is at the end of the year, you need to have something submitted by November 1st.
Somebody has a question about the journal. So the question is the journal citable, it's indexable, searchable, it gets archived in the University of Utah library, and then also it has a link that you can also share it on your resume. And if you have questions, Sarah Cody is on the call. You can always reach out to Sarah with your questions about the journal, but you can submit at any time of the year, and then it'll be included either in the July or December issue if your mentor approves your submission. One thing I want to let you all know, you'll see that there's research reflections. The research reflection cannot be your primary submission if that is the only thing you're submitting, and it's like 2 sentences long, because that is editorial discretion to include. So I encourage you to, if that is going to be the only thing you do, which is a research reflection, is that it's much more substantive than something brief.
And then make sure you submit to the journal, you present in the symposium, and you have your 2 semesters of research before you sign off on, or you apply for that undergraduate research scholar designation. Okay, so we have travel and small grants. This is extra funding that is available to undergraduates. Students can apply for these research grants to help support your work. Maybe your lab, your faculty mentor just does not have extra funding for you to do a little bit more on your research. But this is for any kind of future purchases that you want to make. So we have travel grants that are up to $500, and this can be used for any kind of fees or expenses that you might have associated with some travel that you're doing. Maybe you're going to a conference or you need to go do some field work. So it can go towards like registration and airfare and lodging. And then we have small grants that are also up to $500. So, and these are for extra research supplies, or maybe you're doing some surveys that you have already gotten oh, how did that work? Sorry. You are doing maybe a survey and you need to pay some participants or give them some incentives of somehow. So you can apply for the small grants. So these are the applications are considered every month. And so when you apply, the applications are kind of due the end of the month. And then what we do is we review those and then we make considerations the following month. And these can also be found on our website under our funding for travel and small grants. We have scholarships that are available. This is just extra funding that we have some donors that have provided money for us. We have a D Foundation, Francis Family, and Parent Fund. And we have the D Foundation scholarship coming up in May. These are for students who are doing research. Sorry, we're in May. So May 31st is the deadline for the D Foundation. And the D Foundation focuses on students who are doing research that contributes to the well-being of Northern Utah. And then the other two are spring scholarships. So those will be posted probably in the fall around October. We have an event that we take students from the University of Utah and Utah State, and we take them to Capitol Hill. The next event will be in February, and you can see the picture here. This is what it looks like. We have students who take their posters up there, and then people who are at the Capitol, legislators are coming and talking to our students about the amazing work that they're doing. This is an event that has only been available to Utah State and the University of Utah because we are the top universities that do research. And this past year, we just had our 25th year anniversary. And so next year, 2026, it will be on February 26th. So if anybody is interested in taking their research up to the Capitol and sharing with their state legislators, be sure to watch out for our call for submissions, which will be right around probably the beginning of August. We'll probably start announcing it in the summer, but submissions will open October 1st. And then any student who is doing research on campus is eligible to apply. We do give priority to students who are from the state of Utah, who maybe graduated from a Utah high school. And the reason for that is that we're looking for students who are from all over the state of Utah so that we can get legislators who are from all over the state of Utah to come and support our event. This is really a unique event, and it's really fun.
Can I just correct you, Cindy, though?
Yes.
We are the top Research One university, but
University of
we are both Research One universities. Just so we know, there's no competition between USU and the U of U at all.
But we do share this event with USU. It's an amazing event. So we have our SPUR program, which is the summer program for undergraduate research. This is a program, it's a little bit different than UROP. This program is a summer long, it's a little bit more intensive, it's more full-time. This is a program where we have faculty members who get approved to do projects, and then students who want to apply to those projects, they get selected and they can come and work at the university for the summer. This is our only program that is open to the students from all over the country. And so it's nationally competitive. And currently sorry, that says SPUR 2024. That should say SPUR 2025. It actually begins next week and we'll have 53 participants. 21 of those participants are from 19 different institutions from all over the US. So it's really fun to have all those students here working with our professors. And students get paid a $5,000 stipend. And so if this is something that you are interested in next summer, that you'll still be an undergraduate student, the application closes in January, but it opens sometime in fall. So keep that in mind if you're looking for some summer research. We have undergraduate research leaders. These are students who work in our office as leaders. They are They are students who have done all of our programs. They're very knowledgeable about our programs. They've experienced our programs, and we are actually hiring someone for the summer. So if you know somebody who has, like yourselves, who have been in UROP or who have applied to our programs and who want to come and work with our team, please reach out to us. The application is going to be due really soon. But we pay, there's a, $15 an hour, and it's an average of 5 to 10 hours a week. We do outreach, we do peer advising, they review our small and travel grants. And so if this is something that you are looking for, like an on-campus job for a few hours a week, please give us, please send us an email and let us know. Our office also offers the IRB lab. So in partnership with the Institutional Review Board, if students or mentors are looking to or want to know how to get started on the IRB lab, how to do the process of the IRB, we have an IRB lab that's going to start back up in the fall semester. And our IRB specialist for the fall semester is Megan McCormick. And so she'll be able to answer any questions you have regarding the process. How do I get started? Do I need IRB? If you have questions now, go ahead and email our office and we will direct you to someone who can help you with that. But come fall semester, we have actually some time set aside every couple times a month. We do it at the Marriott Library, and it's just an open work session space for students to come and receive the information that they need. We also have our Funding Fridays. We do this every Friday and it's on Zoom. So if you have questions regarding any of the funding that our office has, or
That is what? That.
So if you have any questions about any of the funding our office has, how to apply for them, we have in these drop-in workspace. So this summer, our Funding Fridays will be from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And then you just have to register for them. You can also find those on our website. We're almost coming to the end. I want to tell you about this opportunity. We have a Monson Prize, a Monson Essay Prize, and the Venkatesan Research Award Prize. These are some extra funding that we give to students who, let's start with the Monson. The Monson Prize is a $1,500 cash prize awarded to 1 or 2 students who write a paper that has to do with the subject of social change. And so this is an original paper that is written by you. This might not be something that you're actually researching. Maybe it's just something that you do for a class or something that you just decide you have a really good topic that you want to write on. You can apply for that. This is something that the deadline is not till March 1st. So this is something you can think of for next year. We also have the Venkatesan Research Award. And so this is a research award where your research focuses on or is substantially involved in real world problems. So let us know if you have more questions about those. You can also find those on our website. Here are some ways to contact us. You can contact, we have our website, our email, our phone number. We work in person, we work remote. We are always available. Please join us or follow us on our Instagram page. Bradley does a really great job of posting really fun and interesting posts on Instagram. So we would love to have you share that. And I want to thank you all for joining us today. If you have any questions about anything that has to do with UROP or the Office of Undergraduate Research, please do reach out to us, either any of our team members directly or our website or our email address at our@utah.edu.